For all those celebrating, welcome back, NFL Day. We will not be talking about that on Comic Book Canon. That's right. First Sunday of the new NFL season. We don't discuss much. Actually, we do kind of get into sports quite a bit between Chris and I. I just want to mention that my Eagles beat the Detroit Lions. It was a little hairy at the end there. But anyways, that's not what we're going to be talking about. We have a ton of news to get into. Let's just get right into, bringing Chris in, my partner in crime, my co-host, the better half of this show, Christopher.
I don't want to hear it, man. I haven't been getting sleep all week, and I was going to sleep in today, but I said, nope, I got to wake up, and I wish I didn't because it was just horrible. So
did they lose? They lost to the Bears?
Unbelievable.
The Bears.
Yep.
All right. You know what, though? You know who I do love, and we're going to say hello to everybody in the chat, but right now,
yes.
360, go Birds. That's right, go Birds indeed. We're going to say hello to everybody in the chat after we get through this news. We want to just rush through this news because we have two amazing guests tonight. That's right. They are both combined together. Bronze and Modern Age Gods. Their link is down below. You're definitely going to want to follow that channel. One of the best people in the community, nicest people, and they know their shit. Right, Chris?
Yep.
Yes, they do. But before we get into introducing them, before we get to saying hello to you all, let's just get right into the news. Chris, we haven't even rehearsed this part. We're just going to go every other story. How's that sound?
Yeah.
Because there was a lot to go through at D23 here, Chris. I'm going to just start it off with the opener. It was Rogers the Musical. It was like a real thing. They had Rogers the Musical performing to open up D23. Chris, what happened next at D23?
Man, Wakanda Forever footage. We're getting so closer to this, and just for me, my nerves are just, I can't wait. Again, for what this means, for obvious reasons, and because I think this is going to really be one of those films that needs to house the attention of all Marvel MCU fans, because we've been so divided, which is okay. Not everyone thinks supposed to be for everyone, but this one needs to hit it, and I can't wait for it.
Yeah, everybody's raving about the footage that they did see that were in attendance at D23. Super excited for it. We're looking at November, people. That is, if I do the math right, that is like 2 months away. So really exciting stuff. That also introduces this next character that was talked about. That's right. Ironheart footage was shown, as well as a reveal of the new logo. But I think people will find most interesting that finally, the Hood was confirmed. He will be. I mean, we saw these set pics right here, and I cannot remember the actor's name, and shame on me for not writing down the actor's name, but it is confirmed the Hood will be in Ironheart. I'm super excited about that show. Chris, next up.
Yeah. By the way, he looks like a Jedi in a red cloak there. But
look, man, here's the deal. Like, most of the time, these costumes don't look too good.
I'm not making fun of it. I'm just saying, very resemblant to Anakin, but with the red hood. So
I guarantee it's going to look awesome on screen.
Yeah,
all right,
for
Chris.
Sure. Man, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. So we got a footage description alludes to Ant-Man and Kang teaming up. Wow, I don't know. All I know is there was, they did the trailer, but it wasn't publicly released. There were some leaks. I didn't watch the leaks because I don't want to go there. I want to wait for it officially. I did hear a little bit about it, and it just seems I think we're going to be blown away by this film. They did say that it was going to take a much darker tone than the previous two films. Of course, there's going to be the humor in there, but another one that this is when we talk about after Endgame and people being so disappointed, this is another one. I think you got Wakanda Forever, and you got this one that is really just going to be, I think, top of the line, what we are all expecting from the MCU.
I think it's going to be bananas. I think it's going to, Multiverse of Madness, the hype that was created for it, it was almost impossible for that film to live up to that. I think this right here is going to be crazy because we'll see Kang in full force on this one, and we should all be very excited about that one. But another another production we should be very excited about is, oh God, this was awesome. Werewolf by Night. We finally got some information on this. Actually, first of all, it was finally confirmed because I don't think they ever confirmed it. It was always like, oh, Variety saying this person's casting it, this person's casting it. We don't know which werewolf it will be, but oh my gosh, everybody, we have the trailer down in the link. We're not going to show a trailer today in our show. Don't want to get kicked off right now, and we're not going to put it towards the end of the episode, but it is campy. It is fun. It is spooky. October 7th, this thing is going to be released, Chris. That's less than a month away. And it's also confirmed that Man-Thing is in this as well. Like, there's a lot of speculation about it, but finally getting to see Man-Thing on a screen, oh, man, I am super psyched for that. Chris, I see you nodding your head like, yeah, it's okay.
Nah, this is just something else that I think it's a notch in the MCU belt of them saying, we are making everything and anything. And that's the beauty of this. Everyone is so, just to touch on this real quick. We used to get what? 2 movies a year. Dude. 2 movies a year. That alone is being spoiled. Okay.
We're not even halfway through this list.
Right. So, but the thing is too, it's like, if you got 2 movies a year and one of them was really good, that was our perspective on the MCU. Now we're getting 3 movies a year, 4 movies a year, and all these different TV shows. If you don't like this one, you're not really big on that one, there's going to be something that speaks to you. And don't get mad at them because they're making sitcoms and comedies and action and sci-fi, campy horror specials. They're doing it all, and I'm loving it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Again, you go to an ice cream shop, you may not like every flavor, but stick to the ones you like. And if you don't like ice cream, shame on you. Wow. Moving on, though. Chris, you have the next one right here. What do we got?
Secret Invasion, man. I don't know. It's one of those trailers that it doesn't give you much, but it's a well-done trailer, man. Seeing Nick Fury and, I love his look, too, with the scruffy beard. But, very reminiscent of Winter Soldier and Falcon and Winter Soldier show, that very grounded, espionage type. I mean, it's Secret Invasion, but then you bring in the Skrulls, so you still have that more of the galactic concept brought into it that can lead to other things. I think the tone, or at least I'm hoping that the tone of this show is going to really bring us back to that Winter Soldier vibe. And I do have high hopes for this one.
I mean, this one right here is going to be a thriller. It's going to be like a thriller. It's going to be a mystery. You're not going to know who's who to trust. And I'm all in for it. Another one. Well, it was also mentioned that I think we already got reports on this, but Don Cheadle will reprise his role as Rhodey in that, but he'll also reprise his role in Armor Wars, which is brought up as well. This is the new logo right here. We don't have much information on this as much as we did for Secret Wars. By the way, our Secret Invasion. Secret Invasion, the link is down below for that trailer as well. Check it out after the show if you could. By the way, why don't you just sub us up if you haven't already and give us a thumbs up. But look at this Armor Wars logo, Chris. Do you notice the reactor kind of there in the O of the armor?
Yeah.
I do like that. I like it a lot. But you know what else I like a lot? Another surprise out of nowhere, Chris. What's the next show we're talking about here?
Man, Loki season 2. I was just on Brian McClay's channel last night, and we were talking about it, and that panel had a lot of great things to say, because I think Loki was that one show that really, really surprised us, and still to this day, if it's not the best, it's definitely one of the best. I'm really anticipating season 2 to be just as awesome. Hopefully, Short Round, aka Hugh Kwan from Indiana Jones, right? And Goonies.
Yeah, Goonies. Yep.
And just recently he was in Everywhere, Nowhere and Everywhere All at Once. What's the name of that? I can't remember the.
I do not know, but I'm just psyched at this announcement.
Yeah. Oh, you guys got to see that movie. Yeah, he was great in that. And for him to come join for Loki season 2, pretty awesome. Again, very, very high hopes for this for me.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, it set the bar for series, a Marvel series. It was a wild ride, and it brought us Kang out of nowhere on that one.
Yep.
Moving on, though, we had Echo. They showed a little bit of footage there, and it is confirmed that the Kingpin is back. He's back, Chris, but he's also not only going to be appearing in Echo. What is the other production he'll be appearing in?
Yeah, so well, we got a couple things. When it comes to Daredevil, he's going to be obviously in Born Again. Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio linking up. Really cool to see them on stage as well. Logo showcasing the Born Again title, of course. There was some footage shown of Daredevil and She-Hulk, which were 4 episodes in. Everyone's anticipating that still because he has not shown up yet. Sorry if that's a spoiler if you're watching the show. And Charlie Cox did confirm, and I love this, it is not season 4. This is its own thing, and I've been saying it from the get, and I'm happy that he made that statement. But still, there's a lot to be took from that original Netflix series, whether it be tone, obviously, and just bringing that, hopefully, that similar just energy and vibe to the characters. I would love to see that, though.
I'm loving what they're doing here, the direction it's going to go, and look at the logo we got right there. I hope we get that logo on his chest. Super happy about that. Chris, I wanted to take the next 2 stories because one's just a kind of side note that Kevin Feige threw out there. He confirmed that Matt Shakman is the director of the Fantastic Four film, but he also said, we're not going to get any more announcements of Fantastic Four here at D23. So that was that. But we did talk about this Captain America New World Order. This is obviously a picture from them on stage right there. Obviously, Anthony Mackie's back as Captain America. David Ramirez is back as Joaquin Torres, who will be the new Falcon. Carl Lumbly will be back as Isaiah Bradley from Falcon and Winter Soldier. Shira Haas is playing Israeli superhero Sabra. But the biggest news from this show, Chris, from them talking about this film, I am extremely excited about this because they are going back. They are going way back to bring Tim Blake Nelson back as the leader. I am super psyched about that. We last saw him in the Hulk film from 2008, where that
what film?
Blood.
Huh?
What's that?
What film? I'm just kidding.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, come on. No, it's still part of canon. We saw that blood just dripping onto his head as it kind of grew and looked all creepy and stuff. So very excited to hear he will be back in the mix, and he was on stage as well. Chris, this next one, lucky you for getting this one.
Hey, man, all I know is that our guy, Jordan Ori, is the happiest guy on earth right now with the Thunderbolts lineup being announced.
That picture, Chris.
Yeah, it's just this is going to be fun for a lot of people. Obviously, Yelena right there in the front, Red Guardian, Ghost. The man we love to hate, John Walker, Tasky, MCU's version of Tasky that a lot of people were disappointed about. I wasn't disappointed about it, the reveal, but I felt like just the character was underutilized for the Black Widow film. So happy to see the character be hopefully more utilized in this. Of course, Bucky hanging out, and man. I don't know. I don't know personally what to expect from this. I've never really been a Thunderbolts fan, but there is so much that they can do and so many ways to go with this. And I ultimately think this is going to be hopefully a project that's going to kind of bring together a lot of the divided fandom to really getting on board with this one.
I didn't even think about this. I don't know why. Jordan Nori, our resident Thunderbolts expert, kind of disappointed in the roster needs Zemo. I didn't even think about that. It does need Zemo, but come on, maybe they're holding that close to their chest.
Exactly.
That. Come on.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Got to be. And it's interesting, too, what Kevin Feige said, that the Avengers are no more. The Avengers have disbanded in the MCU as of right now. So basically, I think this team is going to come in to kind of fill that void while we make our way down to those 2 Avenger films coming out in 1 year, which I can't remember what that year is. And Chris, we have one more news story here to share with you all fine people. That's right. At the end of the presentation, they had everybody from the Marvels on stage. They showed footage. And here's the interesting thing. Monica, Kamala, and Carol, they're all trading places with each other. If you saw the end of Miss Marvel, sorry for the spoiler, but this is over 2 months now. It's been out. Carol and Kamala switched places. This is what's going to be happening between the three of these women, Monica, Kamala, and Carol, all trading places, but all have to figure out how to work together. So that's an interesting, unique take to that. I'm excited for this film big time. Overall, Chris, wow, a lot of things going on at D23. I know there are probably fanboys out there that are so pissy that they didn't get to see their Secret Wars trailer, which is like, dude, chill out. We're not even there yet. But I'm very happy with everything I saw. And the things that stick out to me are Werewolf by Night and the Thunderbolts lineup. What about you, Chris?
I was really impressed by the Secret Invasion trailer. Yeah, I really was. And I'm really just excited about Wakanda Forever still, even though we've had the trailer and we know what's going on with there. I just want to say this though, we are spoiled and we want so much and that's okay. But at the end of the day, for me personally, I'm sitting here saying, oh, I have high expectations for this. Like my expectations though aren't really like I think a lot of people where it's like I'm just expecting to enjoy it. And that's what I've been doing. And I'm not saying that everything has to be the best or everything has to be this, but I'm just very excited for all these properties. And it's me going into them the way that I do has allowed me not to even like hate anything. I enjoy them for what they are. And I think out of all of these, some are going to be good and enjoyable, fun, whatever. But some of them are just going to be, they're going to grab you and they're going to be amazing. And then we're going to be talking about those forever. And I can't wait for the next couple of years.
Oh, dude, it's stacked. It's stacked. And again, I think a lot of people I think I said this last week. A lot of people are used to the doom, gloom, and smashing of Marvel Universe. But guys, just open your eyes to these things because all the comic books aren't the same. You know what I mean? All of these characters aren't the same. Like when Daredevil first came out, he was just this boring assassin, right? There was no character build up with him. And then all of a sudden he became this fourth wall breaking. I mean, She-Hulk did it first, but fourth wall breaking, goofy kind of character. So again, give all these things a chance. If you don't like it, that's fair, but just give them a chance. So anyways, that is the news. Super stacked, super excited for so many things. Also, we want to get to our guests, but there was some amazing Star Wars news that we just didn't get to here. There's a lot. I mean, this took us 20 minutes to get through this news because we have some wonderful guests coming up, Chris. We really do. And now's the time to bring them in. A lot of you people are waiting for these fine people. Actually, before we do that, Chris, we got to say hello to everybody. Bottom Tier Collector joins us for the first time in a long time live. I think he was here last week, though. Mojo Quid. We got Matt Stadge. We got Goonish Lurker. Doing your lurking thing, right? Jordan Norrie, of course. We got Caleb Leland, a.k.a. Cable Leland. We got C to the G. Who else do we got? Who else? Dan De La Torre. We got Raising Elm Comics. We got, we said we got 360. Love you. Go Birds. Super Rad Comics. Mike Hags, sorry about those Jets. Are we missing anybody, Chris? Spider Dude. We got Spider Dude. The Onio Z is in the house. Jacob Comics in more ways than one. See what I did there? Steve Bradley, who loves our guests, and this is a perfect segue. I love Bronze and Modern Gods, guys. They rock. Can't wait. Well, guess what? We are just about to bring up our guests. Granted, they're guest co-hosts, but they have to pass the interview, Chris. Am I right? Let me just tell you a little bit. Our guests describe their content as being devoted to bronze, copper, and modern ages of comics, but they are so much more than that. Covering a wide range of comic book-related topics, including controversies, by the way. These fine gentlemen bring the community fair, balanced, and fun content. We love these guys, and if you don't know them, you will. Please welcome John and Richard, a.k.a. Bronze and Modern Gods, to the show. What's up, gentlemen?
Hello.
How are you?
Hi. Yeah. How you guys doing?
Guys,
we're gonna match the energy. Ah!
No, you cannot top me. Here's the deal, though, guys. This is the first. This is the first time we've ever had a duo. First time. So don't ruin it by being awful. Do your best.
John's the carry here.
You've got some fans in here, and if you guys are not fans, please follow Bronze and Modern Gods. The link is down below. But C to the G, saying hello. What's happening? I do know, again, Steve Bradley is a big fan of yours as well. But we're going to just get right into it. We got, again, this is a busy show. 2 guests who will hopefully become guest co-hosts, but there's no guarantee in that.
Yep.
Chris and I need to know how you're feeling right now.
Is that, I don't know.
That internet is terrible.
I froze.
I'm feeling good.
Good. Okay. All right.
Okay.
So we are going to just get right into it. Chris is going to run this interview. Again, please try and act professional. Do your best as you can. That's all we ask of you. Yeah, we do expect ties and suits and all that stuff. You never sent over your resume, by the way. Which, actually, no, we'll hold that off. We'll say it at the end of the interview here about John. But Christopher, let's just get right into it, shall we?
All right. We got so here's the thing, Jeff. With 2 guests today, there might be a situation where one of them gets kicked off and one of them can stay.
And that may cause the breakup of Bron. You know what I mean? It puts them in a tough situation. Be like, yo, my co-host is out, so I have to go too. But if they're like, you know what, this is almost as good as our stuff.
Just save time and kick me out.
All right.
Well, John,
no, Richard, thank you so much for being the guest co-host.
Thank you very much.
You got to earn getting kicked off, by the way. You have to earn getting kicked off. Let's just start it off here, Chris.
Well, we're starting with you, John. So you're gonna set the tone here. So we got a little info about you guys. So John, first up, you guys are both from Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
So the fun thing that we did is we all the questions, I think all of them, they're all kind of based around Ohio. So and you guys will see how that works. So, but
Devo, Chrissy Hind. Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, you're a big music lover, John. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you have a favorite genre?
I think in the 80s we called it college rock.
Okay.
Like back in the day, REM, The Smiths, Echo and the Bunnymen, Susie and the Banshees, stuff like that.
Yeah, same here.
Which
John and I have we're
right?
identical when it comes to music. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Okay. So, well, what I did here is I got a couple of some music questions, and we're picking people in bands straight out of Ohio. All right, you ready for the first one?
Yes.
Okay. All right, we're going old school here. We got OJ's or Isley Brothers.
Who sang Backstabbers? Chat, who sang Backstabbers? Whoever sang Backstabbers, that's the right answer.
Call a friend. I
got it, guys. I got it. It's the OJs.
OJ's is the right answer. Because that's just an incredibly awesome song that cannot be matched.
I dig it, Jeff.
I don't with these 2 well-established and iconic bands that have written these are the bands that are like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they have this catalog of music. So there's no wrong answer, unfortunately.
Yeah, I get.
Unfortunately,
except for that one.
No, you're good. You're safe for right now.
Yeah.
Another question coming up though.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go, John. All right. So, and don't worry, Richard. We're coming up down your wheelhouse here in a moment. Okay, John. Next up, keeping it Ohio theme. Now, one of these, the lead singer is from Ohio. So that matters.
Contenders.
Foo Fighters.
Trying to force this on us right now. That's actually not doing you any good.
Damn it.
Foo Fighters, or 9 Inch Nails.
Oh, Trent Reznor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. I mean, Grohl is
Richard.
just...
What do you got to say about this?
It's got to be Trent. It's got to be Trent.
So I guess it gets less confusing now to do the show with just not with 4 people, right? Like it was getting a little difficult anyway. So
I'm gonna say, Jeff. I'm gonna say
look at what Dan says. Why do I have a feeling that Chris and Jeff are going to take it easy on these? We just kicked them off. Jeez, you know what? Just because of that, Dan, we're bringing them back on.
Hey,
got us on a technicality. I know
What was that?
Trent grew up in Pennsylvania, but
I went to nightclubs with him.
we both did.
Yeah.
Richard
And
has
listen-
the best Trent Reznor story. Richard, go ahead.
Before I want to hear this, but before you do it, name dropping doesn't get you anywhere on the show yet.
Oh, but
Go ahead.
gets us respect.
I was in a band in the 80s, an alternative, as John calls it, college rock, because alternative means something different nowadays. And we were playing at a spot in Cleveland, and Trent showed up and was in the audience. And everybody we were standing on stage after the show, and everybody was being chicken about talking to Trent. I said, screw it. I just went over and talked to him, and he remembered me because he used to sell keyboards at Pi Keyboards, which is a keyboard store here in Cleveland. Anybody who's been in Cleveland for a long time knows it. And I bought the drum machine from him. So yeah,
That's a great story, by the way.
And Richard, the name of the band that you were playing in, it's the best.
Lestat was the name of the band.
Lestat.
Yes.
Is
Very-
that from Anne Rice?
Yes.
All
And
right.
yes,
Very,
they wore
very
black.
gothic.
There was fog.
Yes,
Oh,
it
no.
was the whole thing. The whole
You know
9
what?
yards.
Listen, I'm not saying you regret it, but I definitely have bands that I've been in that I'm just like,
I met a lot of my close friends through that band. So
that's
awesome.
the best. By the way, close friends, Kamikaze's in the house. I haven't seen him for a while, and he is a Nine Inch Nails fan, so he would have gone Trent
Yeah.
Reznor as
But-
well.
Is Dave Grohl's from Dayton, right?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they got us on a technicality, Richard.
Sorry, we got you though. All right, Chris. This one,
All right.
This one goes deep in your neck, like in
Yeah.
your area of expertise.
This is could be a tough one. Okay, so John, here we go. Last one with music here again to Ohio.
Pretenders.
Bone Thugs in Harmony or Machine Gun Kelly.
Oh
Oh,
God, Bone Thugs and Harmony.
that
Come
wasn't
on.
easy.
That
was easy.
Redemption.
We were hoping you'd say Machine Gun Kelly so he can kick you off.
No,
I
that
don't
wasn't
think.
easy.
I think that would have ended the night for good.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, Chris would have been furious, by the way, and it takes a lot for him to get there. Actually, no, that's not true. But all right, moving on to you, Richard. Chris, let's
Uh-oh.
All right.
Richard,
Here we go.
hold your
Richard.
hands. Are you nervous? You're even keeled. All right. Good,
Yeah.
good.
Okay.
It's those Quaaludes.
I might elaborate on these two because maybe softballs, but Richard, we know you're a big auto guy, right? You're into. All right. So let me ask you this. This isn't a right or wrong. Just are you more into cars, trucks?
Cars, classic
okay.
cars.
Okay.
Yeah, sports
Okay.
cars, muscle cars, anything that goes fast.
Right. All right. So we're gonna get kind of. I mean, obviously, modern cars. There's muscle still, and you could soup cars up. But we're going the import market here. Like I said, this might be a bit of a softball, but I'm still very interested in hearing what you have to say about this. Honda, Toyota, or Kia, and why?
Oh, it's got to be Toyota because of the Supra. The Supra twin turbo is, to me, the epitome of 90s sports cars. And the market is bear witness to that. Those cars are expensive nowadays.
You know what? My son would be in 1,000% agreement with you.
All right.
Awesome.
I got no horse in the race on this because I don't know much about cars. Although you said the Supra, right?
Mm-hmm.
I do remember that car. So that's a highly sought after car.
Yes, very much so. The twin turbo. There's a number of different
Interesting.
models of it, but the twin turbo, which is at the high end, is an amazing car. Honda,
So-
you got the Acura NSX from the 90s as well, which is
The
an awesome
NSX
car.
was
Yeah.
that was nice.
I
Listen,
definitely have props for that.
This
What
is
about
rare.
the Scion Cube?
What's that?
Scion Cube.
Please, no, please. We all pretend that car never existed.
Oh,
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, it's very rare that a guest brings value to this show.
Yeah.
Richard, congratulations on that, Richard.
Well, thank you.
All right.
I used to schmob in a 91 all white 91 Acura Legend with gold Daytons.
Okay. Yeah. The car community is as varied as the comic book community. and I
Yep,
respect
yep,
everyone's.
Interesting. Okay, listen.
Yeah.
Wow, Richard.
All right. Here we go. We're keeping on the car theme. All right, and we're talking about cars. Let me know we're talking about cars here with this one. We're giving you that kind of benefit of the doubt since you're more the car guy, not trucks. Obviously, these two brands are known for their trucks, and I think it's fair that that's a completely different argument. But I got to ask, Ford or Chevy?
F-150 all the way.
Oh!
Yeah, it's one of these guys.
F-150 all the way.
Questions.
Yeah.
Look at that, Chris. This is like shocking. They're doing okay.
Okay, what about some classics though between the two, Ford or Chevy?
You talking trucks or cars? Cars, I've always been a Mustang guy. I've had several classic Mustangs, but I respect the hell out of Corvettes, especially C2, C3, those earlier bodies. They are just spectacular bargains compared to other cars of that era. You get Ferrari performance out of those kinds of cars for a fraction of the maintenance of a real Ferrari from that era.
Yep.
So yeah,
I was a fan of Corvettes ever since I saw Michael Keaton's Batmobile. So
I don't want to go down a rabbit hole here. But I do want to acknowledge this, that Dan De La Torre, Dodge Ram, and bottom tier collector Dodge Ram. So just want to point that out there. But
which is the one that had the hamsters in the commercial? That's the one I like.
Not a truck. Yeah. No, F-150 Lightning, I think, is the future of trucks.
Yeah.
So.
I have an 89 Ford Ranger, and it's been the best little truck ever.
Mm-hmm.
Richard can tell you I had a 94 purple Ford Ranger.
Nice. Rocking the purple.
And then people were shocked when I came out.
Man.
It's purple, you guys. We need to draw you a map?
Yeah, we're telegraphing here.
Well, Jeff, yeah, man, Richard just killed that. So we're going back to John.
Pretenders.
All right, we're gonna get into some sports. All right.
Sports ball. Okay.
Yeah, sports ball.
All right. I'll tell you, I should have worn my Cleveland hat, man. But
Bernie Kosar.
Oh wow. Oh, you know what? I gave you. I think I gave you some leeway. We're not talking about the Browns today.
Okay. Kick me out now. Kick me out now.
All right, let's go baseball here. Let's go baseball. Cleveland greats. Who we picking? Albert Bell or Jim Thome?
The correct answer is Albert Bell, but he's such a raging dick that I have to say Jim Thome.
Very close to kicking off because Jim Thome is my homie. He played for the Leafs too.
Thome was my homie.
Yeah. Jim Thome. I remember him.
Albert Bell was a dick.
Albert Bell, 50 in one season. You gotta give it to him.
Yeah. But Thome was more personable, definitely.
I know, but are we looking at what they did, or are we looking at how they conducted an interview?
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
Look, a disagreement. Ready?
Oh gosh. Love it. Love the drama. All right. Richard, unfortunately for you, we have a sports question as well.
Oh, well, there you go. Kick me right now.
Okay, yep.
No, not necessarily though. This will be an interesting one.
Yeah. And just so everyone knows, Richard, you're not the biggest, sports guy, but this is everything. The weight of your guys' future on the show.
Yeah, you're going to be representing both.
No pressure.
We could be the Yoko Uno here that just splits the duo. But it's all on you, Richard. It's all on you.
All right. Okay.
Are you ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. I'm getting nervous just asking this. All right. Basketball.
Uh-oh.
LeBron James or Michael Jordan?
Oh. I have to say LeBron.
He did it. He did it. Jesus. Dude, Didn't we just say he brought so much value to the show and he just did that? I mean, come on. Yeah, Chris he's done. We got to end the show, guys. I'm done. I can't even. I'm bringing them back, Chris, to have them explain themselves. Actually,
What did I do?
Yeah, it's guilty by It's guilt by association. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
I
Well,
was gonna say Pretenders.
All right.
Oh, I'm broken.
God, we had so much
You guys
respect
broke
for
his
both
internet.
guys.
Look, you guys broke his internet. Oh, he's
It
back.
breaks all the time. You neglected to mention the criteria. Me being a Cleveland guy and LeBron being from Akron, he supports the Akron community in a way that I have not seen another basketball player do. And it's an ongoing support, regardless if he's playing in Cleveland or not. And I think he has a story his story is continually being written. MJ is an amazing basketball player, but his story is in concrete, right? I think
know who
LeBron
else
has
supports-
opportunity.
You know who else supports the Akron community no matter what?
Who?
Chrissy Hine from the
I knew
Pretenders.
Yeah,
I
that's
knew he was
yeah.
going there.
No,
I knew he was
he's
That's the
actually.
last Pretenders joke.
Listen, Richard, that was a setup on our part. And
Okay.
I'll give you, I 100% agree with you. I think Chris will too, that LeBron James does good in this world, right? Off the
Absolutely.
basketball court.
Yeah.
Right.
Not only supporting, his home, right, where he's from, but he does an amazing job. And I think he gets a lot of shit. Granted,
What sport is this now?
it's Space Jam 2.
Well, I'm sorry.
No, but no. So again, we set you up on that one, knowing where you would go. Just so
I'll say this. I think just because that was at least it entertained us, and I think Jeff that gets them somewhere. It at least brought entertainment to the show, shock value.
That's why we do it. Honestly, we people wouldn't watch us if we were just our normal selves. We intentionally are dicks.
Let's not forget Michael Jordan's stellar time with the Chicago White Sox.
That's true.
That's true. That's true.
It was strictly basketball. Anyways, all right, you guys, congratulations. You are guest co-host of Comic Book Canon. If and when we ever produce the varsity jackets that we promise every guest, we'll be sure to send them to you. But
I'll
hold
keep an eye out. I'll keep an eye out in the mail.
Yeah, do not hold your breath on that one. All right, next up here. This is Chris's segment right here. Chris, what do we got? What are we doing?
All right, guys, this is it. I wasn't, we had.
I'm out. I did forget to give this. Again, John, Richard, the show is yours as much as it is ours. Feel free to interject. Feel free to kick us off. Feel free to do whatever the hell you want. Tastefully. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, so we had a little complications last week. We had to move the show to Monday. Jeff flew solo. I was like looking at the time. I was with my parents. I'm like, oh man, Jeff's all alone right now. I felt so bad. I went back and watched on the replay, and I'm like, it's all right, Jeff. You did great. But we introduced a new segment last week that I pre-recorded, and it's the first time doing it live. And I'm happy to have two awesome guests today too that get to be a part of it. But this is our new props or flops segment where you guys get to participate. Yes, that's right. I want you all to keep doing this week after week. Let's build this up. You guys need to upload any comic book picture to Instagram. You could take a picture of it or find a stock image online. This could be a book that you recently purchased or a book that maybe you're thinking about purchasing. Use the hashtag props or flops. Also, tag me and Comic Book Canon in it because we know these hashtags are garbage. But I want you to tell us why this book interests you, whether I just bought this book for this much amount of money and I want to know if it's a good investment, or I'm looking to buy this book because I'm specking on this character to show up in this show. What do you think? What do you think? Every week I will pick at least 3. Sometimes there could be more, but at least 3 to be featured on the show that week. We'll talk about it. We'll break it down. We'll break down the market, and I'll give you my honest opinion, props or flops. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. We got 3 picks today that we're going to go over. and I'm excited.
I'm excited too. This is not part of your interview. We just want to know if you're excited as well, John and Richard.
Oh yeah. I'm curious to see what's coming up.
Okay,
I gotta wear a diaper.
As opposed to every other day.
Normally I gotta wear a diaper. I'm just making a statement.
all right, Chris. I don't know which one you're going to go with, but we do have three.
No order. Let's just bring them on up.
Oh, you want me to just bring it up?
Yep. Bring
All
it
right.
on up. What do we got first? All right. Look at this book. Proctor Valley Road from that's Brandon Hanson B443. He says, props or flops, this is sneaky come up, and I'm gonna give it props. A lot of people are not talking about this comic and checking cover price. It is at a $35 sale, but I bet you can find this in the back issues for less than that. All right, so Brandon's he's given it props. I'm gonna say this, guys. I read this. I didn't read the whole series yet. I think I only read the first 3 issues. I was really enjoying it. You know, Morrison doing a great job. It's fun. It's spooky. And if you want something solid to read, this is a solid story. You can probably find the trade paperback. Now, I'm going to get into if I'm giving this props or flops, though. And remember, in this segment, we are going to look more on the investment side of things. I give this props all day as a story. Great story. I love what Boom is doing with a lot of their stories that aren't of the superhero genre. Loving it, okay? But let's look at this book and what Brandon says here about this $35 sale. If you guys monitor the sales, that $35 sale is a huge outlier. There should be no reason that, well, I mean, let me not say there should be no reason. There is no real spec value on this book, but that's not a bad thing because remember, spec value oftentimes can deflate. I don't know if people are really going after this book as a collectible though right now. That's not like they're scarce out there. There's plenty out there. The average sale of this book is still around $5 to $10, and that's on eBay and mycomicshop.com. You know, I'm sure you can, just like Brandon says, you could probably still walk into an LCS and find it in the back issue bins, maybe for cover price or $4 or $5. To my knowledge, it hasn't been optioned, but even if it has, a large majority of things that are optioned don't see the light of day. There's just nothing really here that tells me why this one person bought this book for $35. So in that case, this is why I tell you guys, you got like Jizza said, you got to read the labels. You got to read into the data, right? Don't just look at the data as face value, because you could go on cover price right now and it could say like last sale or, high value raw $35. But that doesn't tell the whole story, guys. It's one sale because you have multiple sales after that are still under $10. So if we want to talk about picking this book up for any investment purposes, I got to give it a flops without question. But Brandon, it is, again, I appreciate you bringing it to our attention. Like I said, I think it's a great book. This was a limited series, so I don't even think it can have like long-term, saga value or Walking Dead value. I don't think there's anything really there long-term for this book when talking about an investment. So
guests go first. John, Richard, I'm not sure which of you will jump in, but feel free.
I have to completely agree with your assessment of this book. As one of the commenters, Jay Nunya, says, all option indies are flops with some exceptions. It is a rarity that you end up with these indies being of value.
John, you may have to jump in.
Welcome to my world, people. We've all decided to start a GoFundMe for Richard.
I've switched companies. This is disgusting. For every 8 billion genies, there are at least 1,000 other titles that just never make it. And if I had to put my investment dollars, we're not talking about the collectability of this book as a story, because I think there's always values. Someone will find interest in it. But if you're planning on buying this book today with the intent of selling it for a profit tomorrow. I'd rather put my money in something that's more sure. 35 bucks can go into something that I have that has a more predictable future to it. So yeah, I think I would have to say this is a flop too.
My reaction is Grant Morrison wrote a book for Boom. That shows you how plugged in I am. So
okay. So you were okay, because when this book came out, there was a lot of hype that was surrounding it. And I'm gonna, again, John, I'm assuming you don't have enough information on it, but I completely agree with Chris and Richard on this in terms of indies kind of having that long lasting effect. And you said 8 billion genies. That's not even a sure thing either, Richard. It's hot right now, right?
That's true.
remember Department of Truth?
Department of Truth too. Yes. Now, granted, Department of Truth I would put more stock into than Proctor Valley Road because of the production company that's behind it. They did Chernobyl for HBO, and they are a proven commodity. So, granted, we don't know. Even though they picked it up, doesn't mean it's going to get greenlit either. But I completely agree with this. I'd have to give it a flop as well. John, I'm assuming you'd give it a flop too.
Is it about a lonely country proctologist that?
Not close.
Okay, then yes, flop. Okay. Otherwise, I'd be like, yeah, let's do it.
All right, I like ending on that. Christopher, next one. I'm just going to pull it up.
Let's do it.
You wing it. Go.
They're not all winners.
All right. Mark, our good friend Mark Leneker. We got Master of Kung Fu King Size Annual #1. Let's see what Mark wrote here. Master of Kung Fu Annual #1. And the only annual that they did, first meeting in story of Shang-Chi and Iron Fist. They shared covers previously on some Deadly Hands magazines, but never teamed up. They traveled to the Dark Mirror version of Kung Lun called, I'm going to butcher this, Sa'ara-san, to prevent an invasion of Kunlun. With more Shang-Chi and Daredevil Reborn coming in the Kunlun connection, it seems a good way to bring Iron Fist into the MCU proper. Okay. As always, we love what Mark adds to the context of these books that he presents, even for Fresh from the Comic Shop segment and everything. There's so much to take from this here. First off, you look at this as an annual. I've been saying that, like, especially when you go back to Bronze Age, even some Copper Age, annuals are getting a lot more attention because we're starting to see that there was a lot of like first team ups or certain story arcs, weddings, origins that happen in annuals that weren't getting a lot of attention before. I think collectors are really buying into that. And then you get one that's like the only annual that they did. I think that could stand out to some collectors. But I really do like this being the first team up of Shang-Chi and Iron Fist for a couple of reasons. One, let's talk about what Mark's talking about. What can happen in the MCU? I absolutely, hands down, agree. Now, keep in mind, we have a new Iron Fist in the comics. We might not even see Danny Rand in the MCU. I don't know. But looking at how they've done things with some other things, it could be. But even if we don't see Danny Rand as Iron Fist in the MCU, if we see the new, Swordmaster, what was his name? I forget what his.
Say it again. What?
Swordmaster.
The new Iron Fist in the comic.
Swordmaster. Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Even if this is like the rendition of Iron Fist we get in the MCU, and he teams up with Shang-Chi, I still think it can put value on any of the Iron Fist stuff, even though it's Danny Rand. The other thing I want to point out here too is that this is a Bronze Age book. And I've been talking about Bronze Age books for years now, about how as we age out, there is going to be more of a demand for the Bronze Age books and these, what I call kind of minor keys or books that have some type of key established, whatever going on in the book. There's going to be more eyes towards that. So this is a situation where we're not looking at Mark saying, oh, I paid $100 for this. I looked at the average value of this book trending over the last couple of years, and we've seen a slow uptick, nothing too crazy, which shows me that there is no FOMO out for this. There isn't, you know, this deflatable spec that's being put on this book. So being that, if anybody can find this book in a decent grade or for a decent price, I'd give this book a props. I think there is a lot of value to be had there intrinsically long term, just because of it being a cool Bronze Age book with a first team up of these two characters. But then if you add in the spec value with what could happen in the MCU down the road, it could add even more future value if you're buying it right now. So I'll give this book a props.
Before we get to Richard and John, I just want to remind everybody, you guys usually kick ass on this segment and are always giving us your opinion. We only got like a few people. Caleb Leland is giving it props as well. Love to hear more from you guys. We have one more book, so let us know what you think. But before we move on to the next book, Richard, John, your thoughts, props or flops on this book?
Iron Fist was on Netflix, dude. Are you not counting that?
He gave it props. Chris gave it props.
Yeah.
It was Danny Rand. I don't think if they meet in the MCU proper, it's not going to be Danny Rand. It's going to be someone else. One thing to remember about these books in general, in 4 years, it will be 50 years old. I don't think people realize that.
Wow.
Because they're,
That's
exactly.
crazy.
You're so used to seeing them in bins and you flip past them and you're like, oh, another copy of Master of Kung Fu Annual Number 1, whatever. It's 50 years old in 4 years. It's 46 years old right now. So one thing, as someone that's been around since 1976 plus, the high grade copies do not exist in bins. They're now in private collections and they've been hoovered up. So those are two things in its favor. The things not in its favor, is it going to be Danny Rand in the MCU? Does anybody give a crap? It's not the best cover. It's, one of those generic Marvel 1970s Ron Wilson, Frank. Yeah, exactly. I can't even tell you who drew that cover. Let me see. Look, it's kind of a Al Milgram-ish kind of look to it on the inks. I couldn't tell you who penciled it. It's so generic. It looks like a Atlas cover, not the 50s Atlas, but a 70s Atlas cover, that short lived era of Atlas. So I that's a long-winded way of saying soft prop.
I like that.
Yeah, I have to say, if I was there's an advantage of buying Bronze Age books over modern books. There's a longer track record in terms of value that's been established over time, and people, I think, feel more comfortable in buying these Bronze Age books. They could see the trends, and when these books do crash, they crash less than the modern books do. By the way, Mark, hi Mark. Mark's also a friend of our show. I agree with John. This may not be a major key, but I think it's an important enough key that if you get it at a good price, it's something I would pick up. I would pay $35 for this faster than I would pay $35 for the indie that we just talked about.
Yeah,
9.0 or better.
Yeah,
with that caveat.
Well said on that too. By the way, again, even though it may not be Danny Rand in the MCU when and if they bring Iron Fist in, they still have a tendency of extracting pieces of storylines, right, from books. So that right there, and everybody loves these first meetups of characters anyways. So what you're saying, you combine that with the collectability of these characters first meeting in the comic books with the possibility of having some of that translated to the screen. I'm giving it a props for sure. No doubt about that. So that was a very interesting one. Mark Leneker always bringing the interesting topics. Again, guys, this is the last book we're doing for props or flops. It's the third book. We want to hear from you. Is this props or flops? Chris, take it away.
Here we go. Cover junkie. Star Wars goodness, guys. Canon, the last Padawan, Kanan, excuse me.
Canon. No, it's canon.
Canon is how I've always
Canon.
pronounced
Yeah,
it.
okay. Phonetically, that would be correct. As a educator myself, let's see what he wrote. Cover Junkie Comics, props or flops. This book interests me because of the handful of first appearances that should all end up having live action roles. Rebels is my favorite of the Star Wars animated series, so for me it's props. But I'm curious what you guys think. News is Iman Esfandi has been cast as Ezra. Maybe this week is a better week to discuss on props or flops. So, okay. Now, I just want to first say I'm all on board with Star Wars. I don't even want to call it spec, but Star Wars first appearances and the hype around the interest in buying Star Wars books. I think when you talk about Star Wars spec, it's a little different because I think you actually do have a lot of Star Wars fans that are coming over into the comic book hobby that weren't really in it before necessarily, or paid that much attention. Where I think with MCU spec, you know, you got a lot of people that are probably coming back into the hobby, that have been out of it. It's definitely a bit of a different dynamic. And from somebody that watches how these books move on the market, they tend to move a little differently. So I absolutely like Star Wars first appearances right now. Obviously, it has a lot to do with them world building with all these live action TV shows and films. You know, we are going to get more films coming down the pipeline. Now, I'm a little hesitant with this book because, yes, Ezra was just cast. So what does that mean for spec, right? It means you missed the boat. Now, I know it's only one character because this book has, you know, a handful of first appearances in it. So that kind of changes the dynamic as well. Now, I was looking at the sales of this book, and, you know, this got hot. I believe it was last year, you know, and I think it was kind of right around the peak of the quote-unquote COVID boom. And looking at the values, it hasn't really dipped off. It's been a steady, solid purchase over the last year. So there's gonna be an asterisk on my answer here, guys. I'm gonna give this book a props because I still believe there is not only long-term value, but because there's so many characters in this, I do believe there's a lot to be had when it comes to the quote-unquote speculation of this looking at live action. All right. But the asterisk is this. It is a modern book, right? So I'm not going to hold. It's a modern Marvel book even. It's not a Clone Wars #1 Dark Horse, which had probably, I don't even know if honestly, if that had a smaller print run, because print runs are pretty small these days. But I know that, you know, that's a book that has a lot of hype because of the newsstand. I know the newsstand is very, very scarce out there of that book. And it's not even necessarily top as a top tier character as Ahsoka. That's maybe some Star Wars fans will argue with me on that. But I'd be very careful with this too, because we did get the casting of Ezra. So I'm going to give this a props, but I would be very, very careful with this. Don't just go on, you know, eBay and search last sold and see a outlier and, you know, think that that's a fair market value. Don't just go on to eBay or whatnot and getting into a FOMO bidding war. I'm giving this a props because I do believe that there's a lot of room for growth, but that all depends on what you pay for it right now. If you're buying, you could definitely overpay for this book right now, and that's the fine line that you got to ride. But if you are smart and educated in what you're doing and you're patient, this can definitely be a solid buy even right now, because we got a lot more, I think, building in the near future that can add value to this book.
I got so much to say, but I'm going to leave it to our guest first. Before I get into it. Richard, John, go for it.
Okay, well,
leave this to our resident Star Wars expert.
Yeah, John's not a Star Wars guy. This book is one of the books I have been specking on for a while now. I see some people comment that they'd rather have some of the Dark Horse books, and to some degree that may be true. I think people are expecting on random Jedis and Sith coming from these Dark Horse books that I just don't think have a strong possibility of actually hitting the silver screen or the small screen even. This book I really like. I really like number 6 even more, which is their first cover appearance of Ezra. I would rather have a 6 than this number 1. But still, if you get a good price for this book, I think it's more than a good buy. I think we're going to see just like we're going to see Doctor Doom in Marvel, we're going to see Ezra Bridger and the rest of the Rebels in the Star Wars universe. It's too big of a money draw for Disney not to do it. So I think now is a good time to buy it. Why there's still no real solid news about a property that includes these characters. You can still get this book for a reasonable price. So this is definitely a props for me.
I have one thing to say about this book, and that is I found a stash of them in Mexico City. I pressed them, and I made easily 6 times the amount I paid on them in less than 3 weeks. Yay! That's all.
No, seriously though, knowing that, what would you like? Even just that knowledge of how quickly you got, you.
I was in and out.
Okay, so what I'm saying is like right there. I'm not going to say it for you. Props or flops though.
I would say if you get it at a great price and you know what it's selling for, high grade raw, and you're happy with that, and you can make here's the thing about investing. You can't make your money back because you're losing money if you make your money back. You can't double your money because you're still losing money because time and the effort is also counted towards that, resources. So if you can triple your money, it is props. If you're paying market price right now for this book, it is a flop.
Okay,
yeah,
that's
good point.
fair.
Good point. You had mentioned, if you're paying if you're paying retail for this book, the opportunity for good profit on the may have already passed. I still think there are copies of this. I think there's still copies of these books laying around people don't know. Especially Star Wars books. There's people selling, a set of 1 through 12 or in this case, of this book, and you can break out that set and pick out the valuable books out of it. I still think there's opportunities like that.
Dan, it's also street food.
Yeah, they got great. Street products are amazing. I'm with Richard here. Like I am all in on these types of books right here, especially for the fact that you already have Ezra Bridger. He's been cast. I'm not sure if they announced it at D23, but Variety or the Hollywood Reporter reported on that. They confirmed it. Sabine Wren already cast. If you guys, as Richard was saying, these are, and even John can attest to, they're out there. You find these books, you get them at a reasonable price, go for it. I would, well, you guys will think I'm crazy, but I still think that it's undervalued at fair market right now because we're in a Star Wars lull. Okay. We don't have any content right now, but we will. Ahsoka starts early next year. Mando starts late this year. We're getting these characters sooner rather than later because they have been cast. It's confirmed. I'm all in on this. So, and actually, Jay, sell when the trailer comes out. Like if that's what. But seriously, though, they are going to blow up. Now, are they at the Richard? I'll ask you this because it sounds like you do know your Star Wars. Are they at the level of Dr. Aphra, Star Wars, or Darth Vader -- 3?
That's a tough one. That book I think has more potential, but less certainty. We are certain to see Ezra. I think we're certain to see Dr. Aphra. She's just such a great character. It's just that anti-hero kind of character that would do really, really well on the small screen. But we don't have any real knowledge of her appearance. But we do know Ezra's coming. And we know he's going to be a part of Ahsoka's show. He may be a part of his own series with what's his name? The big blue baddie from
right here, Stephen Martin. Surprised we didn't see Thrawn, but I think
Thrawn. Thank you.
He's already. I mean, Ahsoka already named him in Mando season 2. So
So all this is coming. It's coming. It's to me, it's a definite. It's like Doom. It's coming. They're just waiting for the right opportunity to actually bring it into the market, because it's going to make money, and that's all Disney really cares about when it comes down to it.
But to take it one step further with your Doom comment, Doom hasn't been cast for all we know. We don't have any information on that. These characters have been cast. And Chris, right there, that ends props or flops. Let's just remind everybody how to enter and how we're gonna get your props or flops question up on screen.
Yeah, guys. Again, remember this is about bringing you guys into this and getting participation and a chance for you guys to have your entries featured. So again, upload any book, take a picture of a book you already had that you just purchased, find a stock image of a book that you're looking to buy, post it to IG with the hashtag props or flops. Make sure you tag me, Journos_comics, and Comic Book Canon, just in case those silly hashtags don't want to grab your entry. But tell us why the book interests you, why you just purchased it, what you paid for. Tell us why you're in the market to buy it, and we will break it down live on our show and give it props or flops.
You said hash.
Listen, this is I'm blown away here. Dan De La Torre giving a great compliment.
Thank you,
this is what I love about Chris and Jeff. These are very smart men who bring great perspective to comic collecting. Thank you so much, Dan. We really appreciate that, Chris and I. Very, very, very humbly. Just kidding. That's Richard and John. All right. Moving on, Chris. We got this segment that we do each and every week that people send their books in to show off what they got in their collection. What's it called again?
Props or flops?
No.
Fresh from the comic shop.
Fly from the press and salon. That is right. We ask you, the audience, to send in your fresh gets each and every week. Now, these fresh gets could be 3 days old or they could be 30 years old. As long as they're fresh in your collection, we want to see them. Post them up to Instagram, hashtag FFTCS, and we will find them and we will post them up on our show and talk about them. And not only that, Chris, can they win a prize?
A new car!
A new
a Toyota Supra from 1994.
Richard is going to be donating one of his fancy cars.
You guys, as always, big shout out to EGS Comics. You guys have a chance to win a beautiful EGS slab every month. Do we have this month's available?
We do. I got. Oh gosh, this is so bad. This is what happens when I host the show. We didn't. Chris is going to pick a semifinalist from last week. We got you all. Oh my God, that's pathetic. Wow, it's been a rough week.
Well, guess what? That's going to allow me and you, Jeff, to go back.
Hey, it's our show now. They can.
All right.
Here is the deal, people. Let's take it over.
We're staging a takeover.
We had to kick ourselves off for that one. That was bad.
Kind of cool.
John was about to kick in our theme music there.
I was. Hold on.
Yes. Anyways, we apologize for that's never happened before. That is wow. That is really.
We'll get together, Jeff. We'll figure it out.
We will get it together. And yes.
Shame. Ding ding. Shame. Ding ding.
Anyways, moving on. All right. So yeah, we do have our September slab from EGS Comics. We're gonna get to them in a second. We just want to show this beauty off. Look at this gorgeous. This is number one. I mean, come on, Chris. Tell us all about EGS Comics, would you?
That is a beauty. Guys, EGS, if you guys are looking to get some comic books graded and you want to go with a company that provides a little something different, you guys can save 5% off your EGS orders using the code Canon5. Remember, optional custom labels. You guys see a assortment of custom labels over there. We also know that they recently updated their standard certified blue label. It looks pretty freaking awesome. And we do already also know that they have their own custom proprietary cases. Woo! Fast turnaround times, free grader notes for any grade with every book. EGScomicsgrading.com. So there's that. But for those that want to enter fresh from the comic shop and have a chance to win one, what you need to do is this, guys. Well, that's for those that want to buy.
Oh, right.
We want to talk about the ones that want to win one.
You know what? I don't have that.
Oh,
Anyways, we'll talk about it.
Keep yourselves off. Bye.
That's not a transgression right there. That is not something where we're idiots and didn't pick out the freaking semifinals from last week.
I'm just stunned at the graphic design of those labels. It's almost like they hired a professional.
You guys know how much I spent on this? I mean, look at that stunning. I mean, come on. Gorgeous.
No, and EGS does they match. You can match your label with the content of your book, which is something that no other grading company does. Which is
very special.
Such a smart thing to do.
Especially the fact that they sponsor this segment too. We are very lucky, fortunate. Tony Trombetta and EGS sponsor this segment. So that is the gorgeous slab you all could win by just submitting. But we're just going to get right into it. And before we do, just to remind John and Richard here. You guys are our judges here, and we're going to be looking to you to pick one semifinalist that will go up against the semifinalist that Chris and I should have picked out last week.
Okay.
All right. The criteria goes is this. We're looking for three things. Presentation. How creative have they gotten with their shot, right? A guy like Kamikaze, great depth of field, or you have other people that are getting creative in terms of tying in imagery to that specific book. How creative is it in that presentation? Uniqueness. Is it a unique book? Unique doesn't mean it's, $80,000. Unique could be something that we have all never heard of. And we're like, wow, that's cool. But this one right here, tug at our heartstrings. The story. What is the story behind this book? What does it mean to you? Does it remind you of a family member? Is it the first book you got off the rack? You let us know. Those stories go a long way. All right, we're just going to get right into it now.
To recap, we're judging on charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent.
and guts and glory and all of the above. Yes.
Okay.
We'll add a few more categories before you have to decide as well.
Got it.
I'm sure. Maybe not. No. Anyways, Marvel Man 616 Comics Submariner number 47 featuring the Battle of Namor and Dr. Doom. John and Richard, I think you'll all agree that Namor and Dr. Doom will be a thing in the MCU. We can all. That's a fair bet. Am I right?
I know which one Richard. I know which one Richard's picking to win.
By his background, I think we can all guess that too. But again, so that's a great pick up there, Marvel Man 616. Next up, we got Union John. Oh, by the way, Richard and John are going to be showing off their fresh gets as well. Chris and I are not. This week we're just taking a bye week, like in the NFL.
Yeah.
So we'll prompt you to do so one at a time. All right, next up we have Union Josh Comics. Here's my biggest book of this year. Also, first appears Friday and fresh from the comic shop. Fantastic Four, number 46. First appearance of Black Bolt and the Seeker. Second appearance of the Inhumans. Written by Stan Lee and art by Jack Kirby. This book has everything. Wow, I can honestly say I wasn't expecting to find this book when I was at the LCS this week. Was just looking through the back bins and happened to look up at the wall and saw a run of 1960s Fantastic Four books. Obviously, I had to grab this one, and it led to a great conversation with the owner of the store who I hadn't met at this point. I've always been a Black Bolt fan and was disappointed in the Inhuman show. You're not the only one. And the disrespect they showed my boy. Hopefully, they do him proper justice in the future. The Inhumans were one of the first books I picked up when I started collecting, starting with issue number 3 of their first run, and my interest was piqued. Now, this is a book that won't ever leave my personal collection, and it's a huge excitement I still haven't gotten over yet. So, yeah, big week for me. What do y'all got? That's great right there, Union Josh. Loving that. All right.
Can you put that back up? Shoe beat me to it. Look at the book in the back. It is a Pence copy, a UK edition.
Oh, he is. Yes, he is from across the pond. And I do believe that's the first book, his first book that he picked up that he was talking about. So, again, it all ties in, and that's a great story right there.
Yeah, definitely.
Next up, we got Comic Hunter 73, who is buddies with Union Josh. But I think he does Fresh Within Comic Shop to deliver to Union Josh. I'm not sure if he even watches the show because this is how he writes it. Fresh from the comic shop for Union Josh Comics. One from Dark Horse, which rather coolly is a flip book with 2 great covers. We don't have the room on this wonderful graphic to show the other side, but it is a cool book. Thank you, Comic Hunter 73. All right, next up, we got good friend of the show, Matt Stad. What do you got? Only an 8-month wait for these books, and then the dreaded purple label. Oh, grown. CGC was supposed to do restoration removal, but for some reason they couldn't. The good news is the GSX came back with white pages, and the restoration is only listed as slight color touch. Sorry there, Matthew. All right. Who will go first? Richard or John? Please show us your first fresh get of the week. We'll bring you up full screen.
Okay. I'll go first.
Go for it.
I am a huge Betty and Veronica fan. This book came out I just got this 2 weeks ago, I believe. One of 200, limited to 200 copies. This is Dan Parent doing the famous Planet Comics cover that Dave Stevens did. I am a huge Dave Stevens fan. So this is a pretty rare book. The value of this book has gone up significantly. It's selling for like $300 raw on eBay. But no, I bought this book because not really for the spec value. I bought it because I'm a huge Dave Stevens fan, and I'm a huge Betty and Veronica fan, and Dan Parent could do no wrong. So it was a nice confluence of all those different things. So it's my pick.
That's a good pickup right there too. There's a new character in that book, correct?
This is Sabrina. I don't know. I have not read it.
Got it. Okay. Didn't want to put you on the spot, but I do believe that's one reason why it's hot too.
When a book gets to be this expensive, I refuse to actually open it.
That's
cover.
I fault you for that in the least right there.
Is it what do you call it? Like embossed? Is that a cover there?
No, it's just a regular cover. It's just
it has a really interesting, like it must just be
with a certificate.
Oh wow, number 14.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
It must be just how they did the lines. They're so thick, it almost makes the characters look like they're popping up.
Yeah, and I have to thank. I got a comment from one of the friends of the show who alerted me to the book. I wasn't even aware it was available, and I immediately went over to the site and picked up a copy.
Wow, good stuff. Again, it's a hot book, and glad you got your copy there. Moving on, we're gonna get to you in a sec, John. We're gonna go through some of the other audience members here. With such as Nuke's Comics, fresh from the comic shop, the spectacular Spider-Man 148, Night of the Living Ned. Is Ned Leeds back from the dead? Who or what is posing as Spider-Man? This book has a great cover by Sal Buscema featuring a spider zombie. I am happy I picked this up from DBS. I remember this book. I got it off the rack, and those Buscema covers are just classic to me personally. Yes. I do like that book quite a bit. Nuke loves his Spider-Man books. All right. Next up, we got Jacob Comic. I'm liking the art direction going on here. Got my Rogue Limited series back this week from grading. Rogue is a definite shoe-in to join the MCU at some point in the future. One of my favorite characters. I can't wait to see this Southern Belle on the big screen again, and I'm over the moon with the grades I got. Looks like 9.8s for 1 and 2, and I think 9.6s for 3 and 4. I like, again, just it's a simple layout right there. Nice picture as well. All right, John, what do you got? First fresh get of the week.
I'm going to spare everyone my Rogue impersonation.
Thank you.
Sugar. And get right to the books. Anybody that watches our show knows I'm an oddball, and I love oddball books. It's easy to find a giant size X-Men #1. Come on, Pikers. Find a copy of Charlie Chan #4. I dare you, by Simon and Kirby. Beautiful, just beautiful Jack Kirby art. You see, if you were a big Jack Kirby fan, he repeats a lot of motifs later in his career. This is pretty much the same story that the Black Panther solo series he did started off with King Solomon's Frog, except you have the statue here that everybody's after instead of the gold frog. So Charlie Chan. No, Dan De La Torre, or a shoe. It's not young boys, it's young men. Get it right.
What did he say?
There you go. Because I collect Young Men, a book from the 50s.
That's a great get right there, obviously, especially because Jack Kirby. Can we see that cover one more time?
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, that thing is beautiful.
What's the
condition you got right there?
Sorry, say that again?
Condition?
It's got rusty staples. I would say it's no more than a 3.5. It looks a lot better than it is.
Still, it's history. Yeah, it definitely presents well. Good stuff there, John. Liking what you got. All right. I also like what Son of Comics is bringing to the table this week. Invincible 1, father and son gold foil cover, Tyler Kirkham. It's the Whatnot exclusive. I think there's a little Chris, is there a little drama behind this one too? I had to make these two bad boys a set. By the way, you know that Son of Comics approves when he has the Red Hulk in front of his books. So right there, that's a true story. This Maz's Toy Box is somebody y'all should follow just for the artistic eye itself. He's one that takes amazing cinematic photos of action figures. And this setup right here, love it. I've been a huge Alien and Predator fan for as long as I can remember. I didn't always focus my collection so much around the franchises, though. So I'm playing a lot of catch up on the books. But this is a great time to be a fan, fresh from the comic shop. Alien Series Series 2, number 1 from Marvel. I did buy the covers on Wednesday, but for composition purposes, I only posted the A cover. I, of course, used this opportunity to show some extra love for the Alien franchise with a Scotty Young variant of Marvel Series 1, number 1, and the Dark Horse Aliens number 1 book as well. The figures are Hot Toys, Ellen Ripley, Hot Toys, Aliens vs. Predator, Alien Warrior, the brown version. Another is Hot Toys is the Facehugger, and NECA Alien Egg. And look at the smoke and all that. It's just, he does such a great job.
Yeah, that's so impressive. That really is.
Honestly, just follow Maz for just what he or she posts in terms of the action figures. Really talented indeed. And that's what we're talking about. Get creative with your composition. Get creative with your shots. Next up, we have Mike Hag 77, who is not eligible to win because he just won last month. But I do like the effort here. First issue Friday, first appearance Friday. I'm rocking with my favorite 2 Star Wars characters, Din Djarin and Grogu, in this first print issue 1. Like what you've done there. That is a sweet Mando helmet as well. Good stuff, right?
Definitely.
Richard, second fresh gun of the week. What you got?
Yeah, well, someone mentioned Rogue. That was a wonderful Rogue set. I always spec on her. I've got her first appearance.
Nice.
This is Avengers Annual number 10.
Yes.
And it is a god awful cover. I have to say that it is not. It is not. She's not even on it. But this is considered her first appearance.
Oh, she's there. She's between Pyro and the Blob.
Oh, is
Real
she?
close. She's got the hood on between Pyro and the Blob.
Ah, gotcha.
Come on, sugar, I'm right here.
Seriously, that is Rogue. Fantastic. Good job. Fantastic.
This is a book
a very busy cover, we'd have to say.
Oh, yes, it is.
Oh, it's even more heartbreaking when you see the rejected Michael Golden cover that he did for it.
Oh no, really?
Yeah.
We got to look that up.
We got to Google
Yeah, this book is still a good buy. You could still find this book at a reasonable price. This is a 9.6, but you can buy ungraded books for a reasonable price. And I think Rogue and Gambit are also 2 characters I think that are almost a lock, just because of their history and the romantic aspect of that relationship. So this is a good book to buy, in my opinion, if you're looking to spec on something.
I'll agree with that. I mean, it's a no-brainer, especially if you can find a nice price on that one. Now's the time to get it. I mean, the train has already left the station in a way, but we could see major increases in that specific book.
What do you got?
Hold on.
Oh my goodness!
Why would you say no to that cover?
Yeah, that is. Oh my God. Can you imagine if it had that cover instead? I
think, knowing Jim Shooter, he probably rightly so said the logo was too obscured.
Wow.
Yeah. That other one is just atrocious, especially compared to that. All right, next up, we got, who do we have? I don't want to skip over anybody. Super Rad. We got Super Rad. What do you got, Super Rad? I've always thought Felicia was Spidey's best gal, and Bo agrees. I think you can see Bo up top there. That's Super Rad's cat. I just had to secure her first appearance before her inevitable movie casting. Cheers. She already was cast, actually, in Amazing Spider-Man 2. We shall see, though. We shall see. There's going to be a lot of interesting things happen to Spider-Man in the next few years. So it's still a no-brainer to pick that one up as well. So good pick up there, Super Rad.
There was a kitty.
It was. That was Bo, the kitty, I guess, right? Yeah, that's cute. See, that's well done there. Well thought out. Next up, guys, Nori Jordan is the biggest Thunderbolts fan you will ever meet. He owns every issue, multiple copies, multiple variations. I mean, Chris, am I missing anything here? Probably, because he owns most of the world's Thunderbolts issues. I'm not exaggerating. but I don't think he's got a Thunderbolts issue today. Nope, he does not.
Oh,
This is my most meaningful. I'm sorry. This is my most meaningful Fresh from the Comic Shop submission to date, and please be patient because it's a long one. My first book as a child was Daredevil 181, where Elektra and Bullseye have their fight to the death. I've been a lifelong Daredevil fan, but Bullseye at that point and continues to be my favorite character. I remember thinking, how do you take someone out with a playing card? I had a Daredevil 131 CGC 9.2 that I owned and cherished since I was a child, but sadly I had to sell it as well as some other books to pay for unexpected bills. It was a hard thing to do, but family comes first. I never thought I would have a nice copy again, but thanks to Rob from Madtown Comics, who went out of his way to help, I was able to get a CGC 9.4 to replace the 9.2. I am eternally grateful to him. Without Bullseye, I would never have been the collector I am now and would not even know about the Thunderbolts. Take care, everyone. So he does manage to squeeze the Thunderbolts in there.
Bullseye was in the Thunderbolts.
Yes. But look, this setup right here, I love the cards. I love the Bullseye logo on the bottom and what it means to him. Again, guys, those stories go a long way. That's a very special thing right there. And we're glad you got that copy back, Nori. John, second fresh get of the week. What do you got?
I am big into Atlas comics from the 50s. Marvel was Timely Comics in the 40s when they first started. Then they changed to the company named to Atlas Comics in the 50s. And this is one of the more obscure titles. It ran for a year, 6 issues. And it is Speed Carter Spaceman.
Beautiful cover.
Look, it's the first Godzilla in comics. Wink, wink.
That is so cool.
Yeah, it's very, let me see, very 1953, when you think of Back to the Future when Michael J. Fox is dressed as the alien and he puts the headphones on his father. Excellent.
I love that pickup. That would make a cool T-shirt, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
That's a great cover. So
beautiful.
It just so epitomizes what the 50s, I guess. I'm assuming that's from the 50s, maybe.
1953. Yes. Yeah. And chewing gum will help you lose weight.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Unbelievable.
There you go.
So we're smoking a pack of cigarettes every day.
Right? Exactly. Come on.
Fantastic. All right, moving on. We got Dan De La Torre. I was sad to hear about this, by the way. Even though I'm recovering from COVID last week, which has sucked badly, I was still able to post my Fresh from the Comic Shop. Again, Dan, we hope you're feeling better. Luke Cage, issue 9, Power Man for Dr. Doom, another Silver Age. Yes, Silver Age, he says. Comic I scored at Comic-Con a few weeks ago. Good stuff. Look at that cover, man.
Yeah,
that
that's
is
awesome.
Doom. Look at Doom.
Has one of the best quotes in comics ever. Cage to Doom.
Oh, yes.
Where's my money, honey?
That's right. It's so bad. So bad it's good. Love it. Dan, that is a fantastic pickup. Guys, we're down to our last 3. So, Richard, what is your final fresh get of the week?
Oh, am I up?
Go for it. Yeah, it came quick.
Sorry. Okay. My pick here is Secret Wars #1. This is the 3rd print. Which is a bit more rare than obviously than the 1st and 2nd print. Secret Wars is coming. We know that it's already an established property coming up. Don't know the storyline yet, so there are several different Secret Wars series. Most likely, it's going to come from this series, which I hope so because this series includes God Emperor Doom, which I would love to see on the silver screen. But yeah, this is my 3rd pick.
That's a good pick up too. Obviously, that's a sought after variant. And again, we don't know how they're going to put together Secret Wars in the MCU. I think an easy guess would be that they're going to kind of combine the 80s series with what is that 2015, I think. And so I have full faith that this is going to work. Their track record states that, in my opinion, that this is going to work, and I'm excited to see it. But those books are definitely going to start heating up, and I mean, they already have. So jump on that now because we're a few years from Secret Wars, and they're going to be out there.
You have the second print Virgin variant.
I have the second print Virgin variant of number 4, which is gorgeous. Adam Hughes art, Doctor Doom, God Emperor sitting on the throne, surrounded by his minions. Beautiful, beautiful book. Adam Hughes did a number of covers for this series that are all just gorgeous.
That's Alex Ross.
I'm sorry, Alex Ross. Why am I thinking Adam Hughes? Alex Ross. Thank you very much.
I'm here. That's what.
Hey, we do have a question though. Tisha wants to know if what the print run is for that. What the print run is for that third print?
47.
That's a good question. Comic-Con becomes less and less reliable as you get to the end of its run, and so I don't really have a solid idea for the print run for that. If anyone does know, please let us know, because I'd be very curious.
Absolutely. Good pickup there. Good pickup indeed. Next up, we got. I don't want to skip anybody. Sometimes I do, and I always regret it. Super Crispy.comics. You can't go wrong putting your kid in there, guys. You can't. Happy Sunday, everybody. So my friend Comic Food 2184 sent my son a kick-ass mystery box, Funkos and comic books. We had so much fun making a video of it, and top it off, at the end of the box was a book for Pops, me. Punisher #1, signed by Mike Zeck. Peace to the comic book canon family. That is a nice pickup. And why haven't you sent us the videos, links to your videos? We'll check them out. Put your link down below as well. Good to hear this. By the way, supercrispy.comics does amazing leather work, like wallets and things like that. So incredible. The artistic eye and talent he has in creating those leather goods. All right, John, your third fresh get of the week.
My third and final one is, it's pretty emotional. It's a book that's really important to me. It's one of the first memories I have as a kid of watching TV and seeing this and thinking I have a real emotional connection here. And not to get too deep on this, because I know we're supposed to be having fun, but it makes me choke up a little bit to even talk about it. So I'm really happy to share with you guys Lancelot Link's Secret Chimp #1.
Yeah, you sold that. It's
a 9.0, people. Come on.
Mike, you know what? I have not thought of that show literally in 40 years. Thank you so much.
Lance Link, Secret Chimp. Now, for those of you that don't know, Lancelot Link was a Saturday morning, it wasn't a cartoon, live action show where they tortured a bunch of poor chimpanzees by shoving things into their mouths to make them approximate speaking, and then they would overdub dialogue. And
I've never heard of that.
I haven't either. Yes, I have not. But I'm still trying to get over you selling that intro right there.
Very important book to me.
Oh my goodness!
They used to literally put like peanut butter or gum up in their lips so they would do this, and then they'd walk and they'd be like, "I'm going to go get secret agents," like that.
Yeah, Jay Nunya, like Mr. Ed. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, yep, definitely.
So, there you go.
And Peter formed as an organization because of that show.
It's one of them. It's one of them. Sure, but
so good. It's so good, John. Oh my God.
I gotta interject here. Who remembers? This was a little. Obviously, I think that was before my time, but this was definitely in the '80s. Who remembers a show with like a sea monster? It was
Sigmund and the Sea Monster.
Yeah, what is it?
Yeah, Sigmund and the Sea Monster.
Yes.
Yeah.
Would you like me to sing the theme song for you?
Yes, let's hear it.
Wait, you're not going to charge us extra for that, will you?
That's what is it? Something about you gotta have friends. Something like that.
Yeah. God,
it was a Sid Marty Croft production. Billy Barty.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Barty.
Oh yeah, that Sigmund and the Sea Monster. Yep, it was part of the Saturday morning process. Yeah.
You guys are bringing value to this show.
Sigmund. It was on right before Land of the Lost on NBC.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you're getting props for your memory, by the way.
Oh man, just if I could like use it for good, cancer would have been cured years ago. People,
we'll figure that out. All right, moving really no transition from that. Spider Dude 71. For the last couple of years, I've been picking up these window shade variants for all the Marvel characters. They're not all that special, but I think they look pretty cool. Fun with the comics. I love it. If they're special to you, they're special. Like, come on.
I call them the American Gigolo variants.
That's what they're called? What?
Yeah, well, you know, where you know, it's like it's got that shade, the shadow of the shades. Like,
I got it.
Going across.
That or Videodrome.
I'm going to pretend to get it, and then we'll move on. All right. Moving on. Our last submission here, Mark Lineker never disappoints. Never, ever disappoints.
Beautiful.
Yep, they sure are. Double your surfer, double your fun. Issue 50 concludes the trilogy that introduced Galactus. This is the second full appearance, and the Silver Surfer. This is the third appearance in the Marvel Comics universe. It also has the appearance of Ultimate Nullifier, and lest we bury the lead, first Wyatt Wingfoot as Johnny Goes to College. Seriously, you'd be surprised how much real estate in this issue gives to Johnny's first day. Issue 72 is all about Jack King Kirby's incredible cover. Not to sound like I'm Curry favoring, but knowing Bronze and Modern Gods are the guests for this week. I did try to find that Venus and Miles Morales team up versus Doctor Doom and Yellow Claw, but it appears that it hasn't been published yet. Mark, all of your contributions.
Fantastic 450 is hilarious. It's like the first 12 pages are, okay, Galactus, I've got the Ultimate Nullifier. Get off Earth. Okay, bye. And then it's like, oh, all right, well, Johnny Storm goes to college and meets Wyatt Wingfoot for the rest of the book. La, 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 la. Like, the fastest wrap up for the Galactus trilogy. It's not even the trilogy, the Galactus duo and a half.
Listen, you gotta have that B story, right? You gotta have that subplot of something. And
Johnny Storm, I think he went to college for like 9 issues.
Going to college was a big deal in people's lives. Okay, Johnny Storm is no different. So
I have to say, Kirby kind of got lazy on that other cover. I mean, it looks like an exact copy of 50 right there.
Yeah.
You're right, actually. That's a good point, but it's still beautiful. The color,
yeah. Oh yeah.
They did a Marvel poster book in the 70s, late 70s, where it was like 11 by 17, and they just took images, and that was one of the images was the book on the right, Silver Surfer, and that was hanging on the room on the wall of my room for years. So that's emblazoned in my memory, that cover.
Even though they are very, very similar, it just I don't know, they both look incredible to me. So good stuff, Mark. Really happy those are in your collection. Now here we are. You guys have tried to avoid this, try to stretch things out, but there's no avoiding this. You guys got to come to a unanimous decision on who's the semifinalist going to be. And feel free to name 3 interesting ones, and then you guys have to decide which one it's going to be.
I am a sucker for. Sorry, Richard, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say Maz was his layout was impressive. But I'm also a fan of that Submariner 47 at the beginning.
I was going to say I'm a sucker for the Gil Kane, Bill Everett, with, if you look really closely, Namor's face and Doom's face are retouched by John Romita.
Oh,
really?
Yes. So you've got 3 artists on one book.
Wow.
And just you look at this cover and you don't understand what's going on at first. You have to look at it really closely. It's like, oh, they're coming out of a window, but Doom's on top of them, and he's that's one of my picks.
Okay, so you have 2 of those. You have two that stick out for you. We're gonna have to come to a consensus, right, Chris? We're gonna be here all night.
Well, so okay, Richard, those are your top 2, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and John, you're saying that you like the Submariner one, but are you on board with Maz's?
Oh yeah, for sure. The alien one, even though when I first saw it, I thought it was Conan.
Oh, yeah.
That Ripley's mullet threw me off.
That is pretty bad.
So we got 2 that are. I think that it seems that you both are in agreement on.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hash it out, guys.
I'm all for, if I had to pick between the 2, Submariner just does it for me. It's got the Namor and Doom on the cover. and that's my wheelhouse.
I hate to say it because Moss spent so much time composing that shot, all the effort, but the content of the Submariner one is what got me. And it's a picture frame cover. Do you guys know about picture frame covers?
No.
Marvel in 1971-72 experimented with something they called the picture frame cover. So if you
I
look
love
at
them.
Yeah, and people actually collect. They try to get a full run of picture frame covers. If you can see how everything's inside that little frame. They did that right across the line for about a year.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Again, bringing more value, John. Stop it. We're gonna become obsolete. All right. So it looks like you guys it's unanimous. Marvel Man.
Tiebreaker. Right here.
That's not. So Richard, it looks like it's Marvel Man 616. Sorry. It looks like it's Marvel Man 616 Comics. Is that correct?
Yeah. I think that's the pick.
Congratulations, Marvel Man 616 Comics. You will be moving on to the semifinalists that Chris and I picked from last week. We'll have that going this week. You guys go head to head. The winner will go to the finals. I gotta say, I am pleasantly surprised. First off, I have to answer Dan De La Torre. Good call, Dan. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Guardians of the Galaxy #2. You guys far exceeded my expectations. Like far exceeded my expectations. I really low bar. I mean, I love what you guys do. You're very positive. You're fun, charismatic. You bring a ton of information to your channel. I just thought you would fall flat on your face for such an advanced show like you guys.
We're punching above our weight here,
Well, you guys made us look bad.
We gave you an exclusive. We gave you the world premiere of Lancelot Link, Secret Chimp #1. We haven't even shown this on our show yet, so you guys got something
right here. But in all honesty, everybody who's watching this show right now, whether it's live or video on demand, you better be following Bronze and Modern Gods. The link is down below. Did I get the name wrong?
No, Bronze and Modern Gods. Yeah.
I almost did
change your name.
It's such an
unwieldy name.
The cookie.
The link is down below. There's no excuse not to join or to sub them up. And if you haven't subbed us up, please just do it and like the video and all that good stuff. Guys, seriously, we applaud you people for being positive influencers in this community. We really appreciate you. We really appreciate you taking the time to spend with us tonight on a Sunday night. This was absolutely one of the funnest shows I've been a part of. And I've been a part of every show that we've ever done.
Well, I can't say that anymore, darn.
But no, all honestly, like very happy that you guys took the time to spend with us in the audience here.
It was fun.
Richard,
and
shall we sing it together? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Lance Link, Secret Chimp. Come on.
I want to say too, guys, and share my gratitude for you guys.
Hold on a second. Bring up Jay Nunez's comment so I can tell him to go fuck himself.
Oh no!
We love him.
Yeah, he's probably part of the great generation.
Great generation.
Anyways, I want to thank you guys too myself. I really want to say again, just to, like Jeff said, for all the folks here, if you guys aren't subbed up to them, to John and Richard, go do that right now. The one thing that I really liked about the content that you guys produce in your show is you guys really are very, across the board, like it's really positive and fun. But I also like that you guys do address some of the more controversial issues. I like to do that as well. But one thing that is every time I watch your guys' stuff when you're addressing these issues, whether it's something that a certain business has done in the industry or whatever, you guys always have a very, and I hate to say this because it's like cliche, fair and balanced, but you guys bring a very respectful and productive tone to everything that you guys talk about. And it allows for these conversations to be had and to continue in a productive manner. And I want to say thank you for bringing more of that into this community, because I think that's definitely needed.
Oh, thank you.
Here's a
we
list
do it
of
for
who
fun.
we hate.
We do the show for fun. We realize these are funny books. This is something that we do for a hobby, and we try to keep a perspective on it. And I have to take him back with me, right? He has to come with me, right?
Hey, show everyone, show everyone Tinkerballs.
Oh, he's locked out. He's locked out.
For those of you who watch our show, Tinkerballs, the cat.
But thank you so much for having us on. We really enjoyed our time here.
Listen, and again, you guys are eligible to receive the varsity jacket once we start producing them, if they ever are produced. So we want to make that clear. We are going to be asking you guys to join our show very soon once again. So don't be surprised if you see that invitation, and I won't be surprised if you ignore it. I'm just kidding. It was another great show. Again, we'll be back next week, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific. Sorry, I think there was a spider.
I do the same thing every week. Don't.
Yeah. No, there was a spider that walked across my foot. Chris, any parting words before we leave these fine people?
I just want to say that Remembrance Day 21 years ago.
Yes.
Of certain tragedies that happen, and I just want to remind everyone, sometimes out of the dust of it all, the proverbial dust or actual dust of horrors that happen, there was a moment where we all seem to come together and focus on the things that unite us, the things that we have in common. And I just want to use today, obviously, to remember the lives that were lost, but also as a remembrance that we live in such a divided world. And it's funny because we still have so much more in common than there is of that which divides us. We just forget to focus on that. So I want for you all to, wind down, end the day, and remember that, to where we wake up tomorrow and the next day and the next day to focus on those things that bring us together.
Mm-hmm.
So well said. Consensual Send Slots, thank you again for your service, and everybody else who has served. We know we have quite a few in the audience here. Again, it is a day that we do reflect and we'll never forget. So with that being said, just remember to be good to yourselves and be good to others. We will see you once again next week, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific. Until then, peace.